Ladies and gentlemen, resellers across all platforms, welcome to episode 18 of the greatest reselling podcast in the world. It's Joe Philly Picker, Dan in demand, and I'm Jimmy Old School Flips. I don't know, should I leave pocket change in there or not?
Well, you could say the pocket change, Joe Philly Picker, Jimmy Old School Flips, pocket change podcast with sidekick Dan.
Sidekick Dan. Sidekick Dan in demand. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Like I was thinking about this in the intro. I think about it before every show, and I was like, I don't know, should I take out pocket change? Because I don't even know. I don't know who we identify as anymore. So
I don't know. Well, we are supposed to be resellers, so we could identify as resellers.
Do we want to talk about reselling? Because reselling right now is rough for everybody right now. I feel like everybody's talking about how slow it is.
I had a pretty rough weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I ended up I shipped out because Monday was today's Tuesday, so Monday was a holiday. Yeah, obviously. And before I get into my story, you guys want to tell me who your favorite president is and why?
No, you don't want me to say.
You want to talk about the least favorite president of all time that you have?
You're really pushing this political.
I'm gonna get banned. I lose friends this way. Apparently.
All right.
So I'll probably lose you two guys as friends.
So whenever it's a holiday, I always it's not my idea, so I'm just speaking for myself. I always try to make sure I get to the post office like Saturday afternoon to get stuff shipped out.
I didn't do that.
Oh, well, I do it partly because I want to save myself the annoyance of people messaging me why I didn't ship something because I'm waiting till Tuesday and my chair keeps sinking. I'm almost gonna be on the ground by the end of the episode. But so from Tuesday afternoon when the post office closed until this morning on Tuesday, I'm sending out 14 packages.
That's not. I mean, yeah, I get you.
It's not like last week. I was excited about 20, but I had 8 sales yesterday on Monday, so I had 6 on Saturday night, Sunday. Okay, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night, Sunday, I had 6, and then I had 8 last night.
I don't know how many I had.
All on eBay because I have problems with I can't sell on other platforms because of stupid Vendu.
So let's sum up my. I just had a return, and I just had to pay for labels. Now we did just have a payout, but I'm now into the negative funds.
Oh,
because of the return and the labels that I bought this morning. That doesn't usually happen for me.
Yeah, I got 2 returns over the last week. 2 returns, and nobody started shipping them back yet. So I got my fingers crossed with that.
I had a guy who did a return on me last week, and then he wasn't shipping it back. He had it for 3 weeks, and then it took a few days to ship it, and it still said it never shipped. And then all of a sudden, it just showed up. It was a shirt from FedEx. And he shipped it back FedEx, and I got it back. So then I was
I got a $25 offer on something I have listed for $70. So that's good.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I had a good offer today, $100 item, and they offered $30. I can pay right now.
I can pay right now. Well, I hope so.
No, don't worry, but give me 40 and pay in 4 days. All right.
Well, I had someone, they messaged me. They had a comment that it was $50, and they asked me if I take 20 or 25, and they said just FYI, I can give you 25. Thanks.
Yeah, it just feels like it's the season of low offers and low sales, and I feel like people are just trying to take advantage of the fact that maybe we're a little bit desperate to get a sale.
Maybe
people know that a lot of sellers' numbers are. I mean, my 30-day total on the dashboard shows that I'm down 42% sales wise.
Oh,
over the last 30 days, which is crazy.
On 30 days?
Yeah.
I just looked at mine. I don't want to be too excited, but it's down. It's down.
Oh, you know what? No, that was when I looked at the fourth quarter versus the first
Oh,
You know, the last 2 months of this year versus, so it's 2 months. It was November and December versus these 2 months so far or whatever. And it's so right now it's sorry. I did like a custom search on that.
wow. Yeah, for this last 30 days, I'm down 1.7% from prior time period. So that's January, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which January was pretty decent, I think, right? I think right after Christmas. I don't know. It's not very. I mean, it's not like horrible. It's not been horrible. It's just been kind of in between. And I've only sourced a few times. Like yesterday, I went out because I wanted to go to the bins, but I just didn't feel like going to the bins. So I went to 2 thrift stores, and I had like 10 items, I think. And I think I got most of them listed already.
Did you avoid those bigger, heavy, awkward items that aren't worth a lot of money?
I tried. I did my best of not buy, because I'm paying full price for everything. So I was leaving a bunch of stuff. I was leaving stuff that I would normally buy, but it was like I was just not paying like $9 to make.
Why are you leaving? Oh, because of the price. That's why you're leaving stuff you were
I can't. Yeah, because I can't. It's just like I'm trying to get in my head not to buy that stuff.
Right.
So like I bought a pair of. I bought 1, 2, 3 pairs of shoes, and they were 4 pairs of shoes, and it was like a kid's pair of shoes. They were $4, and then two pairs of women's shoes they had them priced $9.99. Normally if they're not priced, they're $5.99, but they priced them $9.99, and they're both it's a pair of Echo boots, Echo ECCO. If you know that brand,
yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a really good shoe. When I worked when I worked at the casino, my first casino job. Oh gosh, it's just kind. I don't know if it's. I worked in retail, like most of my life, and I never had as much foot pain as I did when I first started working at the casino. Because like dealing blackjack, you're standing. You're not like moving around.
Worse than walking. Yes, 100%.
You can't like do like if you've seen a blackjack table, you can't. There's not much room to walk. And you're like protecting all that money, so you can't move. There's like nowhere you can't do anything.
How do you wait a second? Dan, you're protecting that money? Like, do you have to use you have to chop them if they go? What do they teach you? What kind of techniques do you use?
You're facing the money and you don't move. So you're just kind of shifting your body.
So it's just like an intimidation protection.
Well, I mean,
I don't understand. I'm playing, but I'm not. Like, so is that like part of your job? Like they tell you got to protect that money? Like, is that part of it?
I mean, it's not like you're fighting someone for it. You're protecting it by you're
keeping an eye on it.
By just being there.
You're not like turning your back to it and letting someone just grab your money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
I got you. Okay, it's interesting.
So, it's just called. It's some casino, I guess, language. I guess I don't know, but it's a lot of money. But my feet hurt so bad. So anyway, I was working, and all I had for shoes. When I first started, you had to wear dress shoes. You wore slacks. You had to wear a dress shoe, and by the time I ended, they started letting you wear like a sneaker, and but dress shoes, and all I had were shoes for like church that I bought from Kohl's or whatever that my mom bought me. Just right. I mean remember those shoes from like high school?
Yeah.
You went to a dance, like those are the shoes. That's the shoe I had.
No comfort.
Did you have wingtips?
No, I don't think they're wingtips. They're probably what does that mean?
Like the loafers that cousin Eddie gives Clark.
No, there's people that wore those. I mean, some people probably. I don't know. They didn't have because the casino was. They made a big. It was called. It was like a boat, but it wasn't really. It was floating on water. But it was like a casino.
Ooh, that's like the Ozarks show. Have you watched Ozark?
Yeah, Ozark was a good one. That was a good show.
It wasn't like that boat. It wasn't like that though. It was like
it wasn't like a river boat with that big paddle on the back.
No. Like they've changed the law now, I think, but they used to be like that. And when I started working there, they opened up this other. It's a brand new thing. It floated on water. But it was literally like this. It wouldn't go anywhere. You couldn't like take it out into the ocean. It was it wasn't going anywhere.
It was just like a floating little island.
But it was all steel. It was steel. they would just put carpet on steel, so you're standing on steel for.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I used to work like 12 hours on like Friday and Saturday nights. We work 12 hours.
Sounds like a recipe, like in the summer, moisture and steel, and it just sounds awful. It
Oh,
just
they
sounds
great.
like
They had great.
stink and
It was nice. It was nice. It was really nice.
oh, okay, well, it doesn't. It just doesn't sound that way.
Look it up. It's called Blue Chip Casino. Well, it's still called
Blue Chip.
Casino,
All right,
Michigan City, Indiana. Look it up.
I
It's
just
really
picture
nice. You
the
can do it.
word
Over
man.
because I
If this wasn't a
we're-
podcast, we could show the viewers, but most of them are probably listening on their favorite audio podcast
I
platform.
just picture poor Dan and with his flat-footed plantar fasciitis.
I don't know if I had.
standing
I
there.
don't know if I was flat-footed there. I think my arches dropped later in life.
It's miserable while he's having to protect this money.
No, but it's all that to say, like someone came up to, like it was so bad. I would leave, go out to work, and I would just like waddle out to work. I mean, out to my car, and then I would have sneakers in my car or sandals to change because my feet hurt so bad. And someone told me they're like, oh, there's like a what do you call it? What do you call it? Like an outdoor mall? You know what? Like a
Pavilion of sorts.
it's clearance, like a clearance mall. You know what is that called?
yeah,
outlet.
yeah,
Outlet.
Oh,
Yeah, it was an outlet.
yeah.
Echo had an outlet store, and they go get yourself some Echoes there. And I'm like, Echo, because there's that ECKO. I'm like, I don't want like.
Oh yeah, like
I'm like, well, they make
Echo
like
Unlimited.
dress shoes?
Echo Unlimited, right?
Yeah, they're like, no, ECCO. I think it's is it Danish? I think is it Danish?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Danish.
It's
I could go
a.
for a Danish right now.
I haven't had sugar. This is day 3 of having no sugar.
Good job.
How you
losing
making
my
it out?
mind.
You're tired. You're tired right now.
I'm exhausted.
Yep.
But anyway, so I bought the shoes, but they're expensive. They were like $140.
I never think of that brand as being good. I've seen it.
So nice. They're
They
so
sell, or you just bought them.
like I buy them and they sell. Like I find them at the bins. But I found a pair. I'm looking at it right now. I found a pair of boots yesterday.
Women size 10.
No, they're size, I think 9. They're size 40. They have like a European size.
Oh, European.
Yeah.
Danish size.
What size are you in European, Dan?
Oh yeah, what size?
I don't know. I don't know what is a women's 10 in European.
No
Well, I
idea.
should start saying that
know.
because it's probably way bigger. Like a 40, I think.
We're 42.
30 or
I
49.
wear a size 40 shoe.
That does sound better, Dan.
Whatever.
No, but you're right though. Like having modern shoes with like a good foam, some sort of foam or air cushioning, is a game changer, man. Like
Foam pockets.
I've told most of my family, like, if you're not wearing good shoes, go buy yourself good shoes because it's a game changer. Like you feel like you're floating, and that's not easy for me to say.
I wear Skechers right now. I'm wearing Skechers. Not right at this moment. I'm
taking my
barefoot.
shoe off right now. Shoot,
You're barefoot now?
I'm wearing Asics
Oh, Asics are nice.
with the foam on the bottom.
Yeah.
Man, what's that called? The Amplifoam.
Now, did you buy those? Did you find those, or did you buy?
I buy them off of Amazon. I buy the same model but different colors. Just every time. And for someone like me that's had the feet problem and stuff like that, Dan, we talked about, I make sure I have good shoes. Like, and I don't, when they start to wear down, it's time for new shoes. I spend a lot of money on shoes because you have to when you've had bad feet, and then I'm overweight and I have knee problems from being a mechanic and stuff. Like, you have to do the protecting work now. So hopefully if I make it to 70, the protecting my joints now with that kind of foam under my feet will pay off.
Makes sense.
You know, people that are older now, back when they were our age, they didn't have all these foam shoes. They just a lot of people just
They
wore
went
like
to a cobbler.
rubber, huh?
They went to a cobbler.
A cobbler, exactly.
Or just put cardboard. Did they tape cardboard to their feet?
No, they might. So when I was having foot problem, my aunt kept on going. You need to go see this. She had my grandmother had some shoes made for, like, not made, they fitted for her, perfect, made for her. And she's like, you gotta go with this person. They'll make your shoes
or whatever.
I don't know. I have no idea. Like
the Good Feet.
Probably to make a nice.
Oh, the Good Feet store, right? The Good Foot store or the Good Feet store. There's one that opened not too far from here. I actually want to go try it out. Apparently, they scan your foot and they
Really?
yeah.
I just wonder if that's what, because like I wonder because they're like custom made, they don't have a resale value.
So you wear your shoes all the way down to the end, or do you resell them, or do you wear them where they're just you have to get rid of them?
I don't wear them down. Like I said, when I start to feel like they're wearing down a little, I have to replace them because
Do you sell them? Do you sell the old ones?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Because I feel like I've worn. I just keep them. I don't know, and then eventually I sell them in a yard sale or donate them. Obviously with my size and stuff, I quite a bit of wear on shoes, especially during yard sale season. 3 months max in a pair of shoes during yard sale season. I have to get a new pair with all the walking and getting out of cars and stuff.
I tried those Hoka running shoes, and they were probably the fast. I probably wore those shoes out the fastest that I ever did any other shoe ever. They just wore like on the bottom completely within a couple months of having them. I don't know what the whole, hype was about with them, but
is there still hype? I listed a pair. They are beat down. Yeah, but I found them in the garage the other day. They had fell behind. I had them in a bag or something. They fell out of the bag, and I saw them like, oh, what are these doing here? I'm like, oh, a pair of Hokas, and they were just beat down on the bottom. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen. I found them at the bins because whenever I find them, I always like, oh, why do these? I never know when to leave them, and then they'll leave them. I mean, when I don't, I'll buy them to try to sell, and they still sell.
Even because they do sell. But like I said, I bought a new pair, and I would say maybe 2 months of wearing them, and they were already showing signs of wearing on the bottom, and
yeah, that's interesting.
But they do sell. I mean,
I like my Skechers.
I bought 2 pair at the flea market over the weekend. And
you have those Skechers that you can just slip on?
Yeah, the slip-ins.
Oh, are they good?
I like them.
Who did the commercial for that? Was it
Tony Romo?
Oh, Tony Romo.
Yeah, how long?
I always wear Crocs, and then I was like, because I never want to I'm like, oh, I'm just running there. I don't need to put my shoes on because I had bought a pair of nice Asics because I really liked them. So I bought a pair of nice Asics and I never wore them because I was like, oh, so I'm just going there. Like I don't really go. I mean, I go thrifting, and then I'm gone for a few hours. I would wear them then, but like if I'm just running to the post office, I don't want to put my shoes on. I just put my Crocs on. So I just put my Crocs on, and then it's like I just was trying to get out of the habit of doing that. So yeah, I spent the money and bought the slip-ins. But I bought a pair last winter, and I wore them for the winter, and then I bought a new pair for the spring, and then I sold my winter pair to put towards because they're expensive. They're like $100. And then for this winter, I found another pair on. I found a pair.
Do they come in wide?
Yeah, they have wide and extra wide.
I probably have the world's widest foot, so I have to wear that's part of why I wear this model of Asics because I have to get the wide. It's embarrassing, not being able to wear. I can't get my fat foot. I can't even get my foot in a pair of Chuck Taylor Converse. That's never happening.
Oh, they're so narrow. So
it won't even fit in there. I'll blow the side right out.
Those don't look comfortable to
no, but that's when I was talking about how I think about the shoes that people wore back in the day. They were wearing Chuck Taylors every day. There's no cushioning, no nothing as far as. So yeah,
I mean, they were playing basketball in them. Can you imagine playing basketball in those?
Wow. But yeah, it can. I feel like if you have feet problems or you're getting a little, you're just getting into your mid 30s and you're like, oh man, my feet hurt a little bit more, my ankles hurt a little bit more than they usually do. Go get yourself some good shoes. It's a game changer. Anyways, I feel like I'm having technical difficulties. Am I freezing up again, guys?
You were a little bit when you're talking, right?
Dang it. I have this internet issue.
I had an issue with I made a mistake this last week on
Did you get that code red? I didn't get it.
No. It just happened last night. It just happened to me last night. I found a pair of at the bins some women's jeans. They're Buffalo David Bitton. You ever heard of that brand?
Yeah.
No.
I see that a lot. I see them a lot.
Buffalo what?
Buffalo David Bitton.
Buffalo. I've never heard.
Something. I think I might buy them. I know I have some from thrifting, but it's not something I typically pick up anymore. But I found it at the bins, so the bins. I'm kind of just whatever they have. I'll decide if I'm like, because it's only a few. But anyways, pair of women's jeans. They're a pair of black jeans. The model's like called Molly, and they're high rise. And just from just watching other people's videos, I'm not very good with women's clothing, but I think I've heard that like high rise is done better. It sells, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy them at the bins. So anyway, I bought the jeans. I listed the jeans last week, and then last week I told you guys that it had 25% off sale, and like over that weekend I sold the pair of jeans, and I'm like, oh okay, these are the jeans I just listed. So I grab them, I shipped them out, and I got a message yesterday that they're a size, I don't know women's sizes, but they're like, yeah, you said you sent me the item was supposed to be 1232, and you sent me 1636, and I'm like, how the heck did I do that? Like, and then I'm like looking at the pictures, I'm like, the pictures say 1232. So I was like, what the heck did I do? And I remembered when I looked up when I was packing the jeans, like, because I put you're not gonna see this if I do if you're listening, but like I give all my stuff a SKU number, and I write it all down on a piece of paper. So in case I have like 2 pairs of black jeans, like I know which one's which. So like I remember when I shipped them that the number was like 841, and then I had the ones in my hands was like 148. I'm like, oh, I messed that up. Like I don't know what I did.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm just gonna get to the point. I had 2 pairs of the exact same pairs of jeans, and I listed a pair that's the same day I sold the other pair that's been listed for like over a year.
So you sent the wrong one out.
So when I sold a pair on 25% off, and then when I sold it, I had just listed the exact same, just a different size, but the exact same pair. I sold it. I'm like, oh, I just listed those. In your head, like I'm like always when I sell something, a lot of times you just start selling stuff that you just listed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, I just sold these. And then what's the chances? Like the numbers are just a little messed up.
Yeah, flipped around. Yeah.
And then I thought I was just like, like I thought maybe because sometimes I like kind of like I might be hurrying or not paying attention, and my fat fingers like put in the number wrong to you know what I'm saying? Like literally, I remember checking, and they're literally the same model. It's like a Molly high rise, literally the exact same pair of jeans, just one size 12, one size 16. That was the only difference. So
now, Dan, do you think that? Well, you showed your board. I know some people are listening and didn't see it, but
look at the bingo board.
Why do some of them have an A number and then just
there's not even an A in bingo?
I got all the way up to 999.
Okay,
and I didn't want to start writing 1,000. So I just started doing.
So you just added an A, which is harder to write than a 1.
But you're still writing an extra digit.
I don't know.
Oh no, A1. It went to A1.
A001.
So you're still writing 4 digits.
But it looks nicer.
Oh, okay.
But now it looks weird because like they're mixed in with because I reuse them.
Oh man, man. You have a complicated system, man.
Oh, it works great, except it's like a 1 in a million chance that was going to happen. 1 in a million.
We need to add effects of numbers like going in Dan's head of all these different calculations and numbers.
Whatever.
Now you reuse your numbers, right? So when you sell,
then there's these numbers.
Oh my
too.
god!
So
when you sell something, you write down a number you have C's.
That's the bin they're in. So I reuse the bins, and I keep all my inventory. Every bin has the same amount of items. Like
you have an Excel spreadsheet with this stuff on there?
No, it's in a notebook.
Just in there.
Oh my god, let's see the notebook. Can we see the notebook?
Well, the people listening won't be able to see the notebook.
He's got like a notebook, and he's got
where's my notebook at? I don't know. Because if I don't put the SKU number in, I've talked about this before. If I don't put the SKU number in there, I'll lose it. So I have to I keep the SKU number.
Dan walking around his basement with his clipboard and his pencil.
I don't have a basement. I'm out in the garage.
Or his garage. He's just walking.
I'm usually limping though.
Yo, I was just looking at Instagram before this, and Big Thrift Philly Dan just made his own labels.
He was messaging me last week about it.
Yeah, I just saw him on this.
What did he do? I want to see. I'm gonna have to look to see what he did later.
Big Thrift Philly. What's up, Dan?
Yeah, they look pretty good. They have his name on above them, and then
really
all his numbers.
More professional than mine.
Yeah, because he's becoming a clothing reseller. He said.
Yeah, he texted me last week. Was asking me some questions.
No,
Anyway,
that's so interesting how different people do their inventory. Like, damn, that's
well.
For me, I would be a little confused by what you guys. I'm not saying what you're doing is bad, but I would be confused by it a little bit.
It's
clearly Dan is confused. Also, he said the wrong.
That's a very like. It's how is the chances that was going to happen?
I'm just pointing out the obvious. If you have your numbers listed all the way up, you don't
see. I have a form of dyslexia, and I'm not joking right now. But I would be confused by multiple numbers like that for sure. Like you put two of this. Am I freezing up right now?
No, you're good.
You put two like the same numbers, like 33 right next to each other, somewhere in the number. And if each number that has 2 3s in it would mess with my head. Like
literally one was 841 and the other one was 148. Like what's
that would mess with me for sure. Yeah.
The same exact if it was a pair of Levi's jeans, like I remember looking too. So I mean it ended up what I did.
Well, the mistake was that you had 2 very similar things with very similar. You didn't do it on purpose.
Same thing. Like
the exact same thing with very similar numbers. It's not something you did on purpose.
I did that a few times with ended up sending out the wrong items, just not looking at it. But I end up my last picture in most of the clothing items that I sell now is actually the bag folded up with the number on it, with the inventory number.
I still think I would have probably screwed that up.
Yeah,
because I didn't take the when I literally so when I take. Oh my god, you guys are making fun of this. Whenever
that's what
a lot of times
we make fun, Dan. We're sorry.
I take pictures of my clothing. I have a backdrop I put out across my bed. Take my pictures and I throw them into my laundry basket. I list, and then the next, like that night or the next morning, I take everything out of the laundry basket, put it in my IKEA bag, and then I take it outside, pull my orders, and then file them away. So like in my head, I would know, like that was fresh in my mind that I just listed that. I probably would have never paid attention. Like there's just the chances of, and they sold on 25% off sale for like $15. But when I listed them, I don't remember what I listed. I guess I could look, but I listed them and I'm like, oh, I got these from the bins. Like a lot of times I don't know anything about women's jeans or anything like that. So like I would have I have a lot of stuff I was listing for like $14.99 that day. Like it was like I was at the bins and I was buying clothes, and a lot of that stuff was like $14.99. So long story short, you just never.
Yeah, I just end up buying the consecutive number, like a roll of consecutive numbers from Amazon.
But I can't put my C on there, my C number.
I just got my clothes hanging on a rack, and then I put that. It's on
a
clothes rack.
I tried that. I would knock stuff down and. It would hang it back up.
I like to put it in a bag so it's like it's exactly how it is when I send it to them. Yeah. So it's all filed. It gets I mean, well,
do you put in there that this article of clothing has spent time in Dan's bed? Do you put that in the listing?
Ooh, that's a selling point right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's on the selling point? Well, it's on a backdrop on the bed.
Oh, spend time in your bed, Dan.
Like it would help move it.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would help.
Take a picture of you laying next to it.
Before you guys start making fun of me, can I tell you what I did for this person? Because I'm always complaining about people on here about how I'm blocking people, and I was.
You did good customer service again.
Yeah, I like, hey, I'll get this out to you tomorrow. I'll ship it straight out to you. I said the other pair, like if you know someone that can use them, just keep them. Give it to them or donate him. And I go, for all the trouble, I'll give you a 50% discount. So I sent them $50, not $50. I sent them 50%. I gave them their 50% off of their payment. So I'm going to lose money.
Well, Dan, you're a swell guy.
That sounds insincere. That's so insincere. I still want him to because if I don't want him to give, I felt bad. I really did feel bad. But that was like one in a lifetime chance right there. That'd been probably a very boring YouTube video for me to make, but
no, that would have been amazing, especially you explaining your system that you have.
No,
I would have fell asleep.
So my system, so my system is when I first started reselling, I had a bin in my room that I'm like, oh, this is my clothing bin. So I just put my clothes in there, and then I was like, oh, I filled that up pretty fast. Then I'm like, oh, I'll have 2 bins. So I had 2 bins in my. So if I sold something, I just have to look between the 2 things. I had everything bagged up, and nothing was nothing was marked or anything. So I would like see, I'm like, I'd sell a pair of jeans, and then I'm like, I wouldn't have them folded or anything right. So I'd have to rip everything open to like find. I have to take all my jeans out to see, rip them all open until I found the right one.
I remember those days.
So I was watching RVA Flips at the time on YouTube, and he had something kind of similar to this. I mean, these are I bought the whatever you call these SKU tags or these labels. He had them in his description. I bought those labels. These are the same ones. I probably bought 50,000 of them. That's one another reason I'm not changing right now, because I have
unlimited. You have an unlimited supply of labels.
I have all these left to use before.
Oh, wow.
But so when I changed numbers, so then I had to give everything numbers. Like, so then I just put, it was I mean, if you go back now, this is not like to get you to watch my old videos, because they're awful, about as bad as this podcast is for me. Yeah. I just had like random names for my bins, and so I made my clothing was A1 and A2, and so I would just like, it was just a mess. So this is just a 4-year mess of me. Like, instead of redoing my whole inventory, I've just kind of, I don't want to call it evolved.
I feel like it's a look into your brain. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit scared right now. I'm a little bit scared.
I probably wait. I mean, I thought I was excited to talk about this. I thought you guys would tell me how great I was by.
No, dude. No. I mean, my system's not great either. I have, but I do more hard goods. I mean, literally, I have each shelf is labeled, but like my shoes, all my shoes are on the fireplace. So my custom SKU for my shoes says fireplace.
But if you put all your shoes in the fireplace, why do you have to put a SKU in there?
Just because, just so I know where they're. It doesn't really make sense, but so like
these back here behind me, all these are all mostly shoes, and then I have some over here, and then I have some out in the garage. But all my shoes are S for shoes.
Wow.
So is that the S? Oh, just for S for.
So I should say like some. So these back here aren't labeled, because I didn't want like to have the labels like in the whatever. They wouldn't be in like video. They look nicer by not having anything on them. So
what is that, blue box 1 and blue box 2?
No, the one on the left is BL for blue left, and
BL.
the other one on the right is blue BR. Blue right.
That would have been funny if the other one on the right would have been like some random. Didn't make any sense.
So
this is blue left, and then this is.
And then see right here between the like and subscribe, if you want to. Oh, we hit 200 subscribers too.
Oh, yeah,
that was awesome. There's a pair of Fry boots in there, and those are it's like BLR or BLR or I don't know R something. I don't even know.
BLR is the blue right.
It's RLR or something. I don't know. It's left, right. If I had anyone look at my stuff, they would have no clue. They'd have no.
This is starting to sound like one of those old video game password or like cheat codes.
I have a box. I have a box.
Right, up, down, right, triangle, BA, select, start.
I have a box for like little stuff, and it's a Target. It's just like an old Target box that's like really small. It's really like sturdy box that they sent me. So like the SKU is TGT for Target.
Hey, I do. So all my small bins are called smalls. Like I have smalls 1, smalls 2, and then I have right here are on Jimmy shelf. The SKU says Jimmy shelf, and then this right here, this says desk drawer.
Yeah, well, I have shelving in my basement that came from my garage at the old house.
So garage.
So the garage shelves are now in my basement, but I still call them garage shelf 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, I mean, if you did,
if you have someone pull orders for you, like, hey, I'm out of town, can you run home? I messed up, and they'd be like, looking at your
garage shelf 4 is in the basement. I know, you know, but everything on my shelf is in boxes, and I have the boxes labeled, and then I do have one shelf that is garage shelf 4 that has like just items on it, you know, board games, things that won't fit in another box. And
I have my electronics section where I have like DVDs and stuff like that. They're just in a shelf.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason where they're at, except I have stuff that's like absolutely really bad stuff. Just really bad stuff that I bought and listed. And I put that buried on the top shelf in the back, and it's listed at top
now we
shelf.
know where Stretch Armstrong is.
No, Stretch Armstrong's still here.
That's where Stretch. Like that's where he's gonna end up.
Is he?
He's
Right
probably
next
sitting there in
to
a box
right
until I
next to a
donate him.
Monster High house.
What
I
happened?
still have that over here too.
Where's Woody at? What happened to Woody in the background?
Oh, I think he's right on top of Charlie.
Oh,
I
yeah,
took
you
him down because I
him.
was pulling because they're in the way when I pull stuff. I was selling stuff. I keep forgetting to put them back, but I don't know.
Speaking
Whatever.
of,
I have a messed up SKU system.
I got in trouble.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna say I sold a video game this weekend, and I took it to sell on to try to sell it on Whatnot, which I don't sell on Whatnot anymore. I quit like a long time ago. Big story.
big news.
But I brought it in here to sell on Whatnot, and it didn't sell. And I had it sitting here forever. And then eventually I took it back and put it away, and then I sold it, and then I couldn't find it because I thought I had it in here, and just laying like I have random stuff just laying. Like this is listed. It's a Bible thing. It's listed, not a Bible. Oh, I don't want to get. It's a Psalm book, whatever the heck that is. I see this from the bins. Don't get mad at me for trying to sell it. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's it.
I just listed a Bible yesterday.
Well, I don't know what a Psalm book is.
Oxford. I don't know. It was like an Oxford made in the UK. I don't know Bible. I don't know.
Yeah, I've done good. I've done good with some Bibles.
Yeah, Sonia's trying to learn the ones that that have some value. Sonia picked it, so I should say Sonia picked it at the bins. And I listed it really, really high because I don't know a lot about it. But there's not a lot of them. There's none listed. Yeah,
it's been listed.
Yeah, I don't know much about them either. So I usually, if I could pick them up for $1 or so, I usually buy them and then wait until I get home and figure it out. There are a few that I bought that were absolutely not worth any money, and I just redonate them back.
Yeah, something like that. Instead of running an auction, I have no idea. I listed it really high, like $250, but that's only because I left offers open, and I just want to see what kind of offers I'll get on it to see, maybe get an idea what the value is. I know it's not worth $250. I just did that with offers open to see if there's a market. So I don't know. I want to talk. You start talking about jeans, Dan, and it made me think about. So I just found a pair of. You heard of South Pole jeans?
Oh yeah,
the old skater style jeans.
Yeah,
man, I didn't know this. Yeah, I just listed 2 pairs. I found them at the bins.
Yeah, pick those up, and the shorts. If you find the baggy shorts, pick those up too. They'll sell in like a day. They'll sell in like a day.
Oh,
they're
man.
amazing.
I got them listed for $50 each, and I'm gonna sell them.
Yeah,
and like people want you to measure the width of the leg, they want the inseam, but they want how wide the leg is, like 10-inch. Like they're both 10-inch wide.
The wider the better.
Yeah,
the wider the better.
And so when I was looking that up, though, I just I'm gonna look up Jenko. The really pop man. Jenko is through the roof right now.
I just sold a pair of Rocco wear jeans, kind of similar too. And they sold for like I think $40, $30. Let me look.
I never even look. I do see them sometimes. And I
never pick them up.
I never pick them up.
I've even picked up some with
like the really wide
as long as they have the wide legs. I think I sold a pair of like straight leg jeans. I think I sold a pair last year. They took a little bit longer and they weren't as good. And I have 2 pairs of shorts in my store right now that aren't like the wide leg shorts, like they're just like a regular pair of jean shorts that I got a little bit too like excited and thought I was like hitting the jackpot, and I bought them and I listed them and they haven't done very well. They're still sitting there, but I'm hoping that they sell this year. Like
some of the Jenko jeans with like a good like graphic on it. I mean, $500-$700 for a pair.
I always look, man. I can never. I always hear about Jenko jeans.
I've never found it.
I never found it.
I have a friend that
I find South Pole a lot. It's amazing.
Yeah, so what's frustrating is I know I've passed on it, knowing that it was worth a decent amount of money.
I did that. I used to do that with not that they're great sellers or a pair of shoes, Clark's, the brand Clark's shoes.
Yeah, Clark. Yeah.
I find those at the bins a lot, and I used to pass on them all the time. This lady, she just was going on and on about it, so I started looking them up, and a lot of them sell pretty well. I mean, for like when I say well, it's like like $20 is really good.
Yeah. No,
like I'm excited about $20.
That's a good flip.
But Rocco wear, I sold these like
okay, yeah, I know Rocco.
$30. $30.
Nice.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Or there's I should give her some credit. Was let me make sure I get her name right. I don't know if it might have been her that Southpaw. Let me look her up. Someone on Instagram that I followed. Oh my god. I think she's the one that I saw. She shows her sales every day, and oh my gosh.
He's not gonna. I also listed.
Talk while I look for it because I want to make
so
sure.
I
I
also found some, and I listed them as a lot. I'm learning about these old sweatshirts too. They're 90s, just blank Russell athletic sweatshirts with what they call a single V. So it's not a V neck, but it's got like a
the stitching
right
on the V. Yeah.
And so since they were missing the tags, but they're definitely 90s made in the USA because they got the tag on the bottom too that tells that I'd use it that way. But I listed them all together since they all measured the same, and I got 4 sweatshirts for like $129. And again, they're already got a lot of interest in them. I can tell that they're gonna eventually sell. So I'm learning a lot about these clothes that I had no idea. Like I would have never. Jimmy, just blank sweatshirts.
Jimmy, do the people that buy them? Do they just wear them as blanks, or do they put like a logo on?
There's people that will definitely customize them.
Customize.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that my friend, shout out to Jason at the Bins. He has an embroidery machine, and the only reason he didn't buy them from me, he said, is because he already has a a stack of them that that he hasn't worked through making his custom stuff yet.
What's he put on them?
Just what, like his own designs and stuff. I haven't talked to him enough about that, but he'll put his own designs on there and stuff.
Does he sell them or does he buy it for himself? Or make it for himself?
He wears a lot of the stuff he finds, so I think maybe he would keep them for himself. I'm not sure. I need to talk to him about that. Yeah, but it's a thing for sure. Like it's pretty wild, and I learned about those from him. Like I would have passed on those. Again, Sonia found those though. She was like, "Hey, are these vintage?" And I was like, "Yep." Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's the Instagram person you were going to talk
it's little LIL _ dragon _ flipper.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. If not, she I don't know if she shared in a while because I'm really bad on Instagram, but she used to sell her solds on her stories every day, and I'm pretty sure. If not, she's taught me something. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was South Pole. Like I saw her selling South Pole. I'm like, oh, what the heck? I didn't know that because I was passing them all the time.
I see them sometimes at the.
And that's bad. That's bad. Just was bad on me, right? Like not looking it up.
Because I remember, I mean, that was kind of like around when we were younger. Was South Pole,
which would make sense why it's popular now.
Yeah.
Usually now I'm more now. I mean, this is like a long time. I mean, you can't really get mad at yourself too bad if you don't know. If you don't know, like you're still learning stuff. Like now it would make sense. Yeah, it's popular when we were kids.
Yeah, now I'll go to the thrift store and
you will never see him.
Won't see it again.
You'll see him. You should see him. I always think that too, and I haven't found him in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I found them, and I was like, man, these look like Jenkos, but they're not. They say South Pole, and I was like, man, but I wonder. And so I stopped and looked them up right there, and I was like, man,
look at it.
These are $40 to $50 pants all day.
Oh, remember?
And there's not even a lot listed. Like the market's not like
they sell super.
They sell super fast.
Right. Like every time I list them, I've held like, oh, I'll get to those later in the week. Like I'm like, why am I waiting? Because they're gonna sell today. They used to be able to do that with like some like Levi's 560s that we've talked about before. Like they just sell instantly.
Yeah. The other thing I sold them, it had to be probably like, I'm thinking September or October. I found a pair of you probably remember the Z Cavaricci pants.
Yep. Man, that was back when I was in high school, right there.
Yeah.
I
was at the Salvation Army, which I don't usually go to, but especially on like a Wednesday because it's like half off day and it's so crowded. But a new rack had come out, and I just happened to walk in as they were coming out, and I saw that little tag that used to be like above the zipper, like right on the front of it. I said, "There's no way that's them." And it was a black pair and an olive green pair, same size, everything, and they sold within like 10 minutes of listing it. They were. I probably underpriced them a little bit, but I sold them as a lot, and they sold pretty good.
So crazy, man.
Yeah,
that was like the MC Hammer paint.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
That's wild.
last week I forgot. I'm gonna tell you guys. I was gonna text you guys this, but I figured I'd see your guys' reactions a lot. While we're recording live or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we go.
I did the shipping on those. I bought 3 cars last week from Monster High. Remember we talked about the
Oh, you
and
went and
yeah.
got 'em?
I didn't go get them. I was like gonna just I paid for them during like they charged my account,
Mhm.
and I was like I told them to ship them to me, and I was just like just gonna ignore them and just let them like tell them to keep them, and then they kept on texting me to for the shipping. I looked and I ended up paying it. It cost, you know how much it cost me to ship the 3 cards?
I'm going to guess.
Before you say this, because I was thinking about this when I was listening to it, and I just want to say this before you tell us how much, because you were saying you're just going to say just keep them, but I know now, I know auction houses, they want that crap gone, like they want you to take it.
Well,
So
if they do that, they should not like charge so much to ship stuff to you.
Yeah,
What-
so I
what-
was
but
thinking
you're-
about
you're
that,
paying
they're
for
going to make Dan get those because they don't want it in their space. But sorry, go ahead.
But did you pay? Is it shipping and handling? They
Yeah.
charge you
Yeah,
$40 to ship it.
close. 37.91 or 51.
Uh,
So like
So
the
you
amount
have-
I'm in, when I have to sell them and I'll make my money back. Probably lose on. I'm gonna end up losing. But I was tired of him texting me, and I didn't like.
Yeah, so I wish I would have thought about that when we were here talking about it. But when I was
forgot
listening
about it.
back-
I was sitting. I went to go pick up Dodger, and I was sitting there, and I was because I told you guys I was like gonna decide.
yeah,
Completely forgot, but because we got done recording, and then we were talking for a little while afterwards, and I completely just like spaced out and just like I don't think I would have win anyway, but I completely forgot to the point where I was like, never going.
they want the money, but just right behind that, like their secondary thing that they want is that stuff gone. They want the money, but almost just as much as they want the money,
They could throw it
if
out.
you
if they
buy
wanted.
something, they want it gone.
So
Yeah, there
some of you
used-
stuck with these
there used to
things.
be an auction house that I went to, and they ended up, they would do like a table of auction some stuff on the table, and then at the end they would sell the entire table, if it didn't sell or whatever. Well, people were leaving like stuff that they didn't want behind, and it turned out that it'd be a big thing. And then eventually they started like suspending people's numbers. They didn't let them come back to bid on things
Oh,
because
that's why
they
you're
were
so worried about me calling him. Or remember you kept on.
And I didn't. And when Joe was even saying that, like, no, I think that.
Well, I learned my
I
lesson.
didn't think about it until I was listening back. I was like, man, Joe's right. They're gonna make him get that stuff. Like he has to go get. Yeah. So I wish I would have thought, because my live the live auction that I go to down the road, that's how they are. They're like, if you bid on it and you buy it, you have to take it. You cannot leave it behind.
Yeah, don't leave it behind.
I've left it behind
dumpster.
on someplace else before. When I first started, I did I forget what I bought. I think it was like a weed whacker or something. And
Right.
I lost out on another auction, and then like I missed. I didn't know. This was like the second time I ever done one. I missed the day to go pick it up. Like I didn't know. And they kept on calling me. And I was like, I'm like, it was so far. I'm like, I'm not going out there. I don't know what I was gonna sell with. I don't know what I was gonna do with the weed whacker anyway. I have a weed whacker. I don't know why I bought it, but now I'm just so scared. I don't even look at their things. I don't ever buy. This is only the
kind of sucks.
third
So
time I bought anything.
You got 3 cars that are worth like $40, and you end up paying 50 something for them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. That's just in case you didn't know. That's not how reselling works, Dan.
Dan, do you have an auction that's closer to you, or is that like the closest one? Is that the?
Everything is like a half hour for me.
Yeah,
like
that's
everything.
not,
It's not horrible, but
for me, that's not terrible. Just now that I'm in Ohio, I'm used to it. I don't know that I like it, but I can't. I have to drive half an hour to get anywhere, to get anything, because this small town doesn't have anything.
It's a little weird to have the only time you can pick it up is at one time from 12:30. What happens if you have to work?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're like, don't bid.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but like it was
but that's bad for their business. Like, yeah,
because it would have been, if I would have won everything, I would have been happy to go. Right. But like just the miserable stuff I bought,
But I think they would. I think they would have worked with you if you just gave them a heads up. Hey, listen, I'll be out tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's where I have like some kind of anxiety where I don't want to talk to people about things.
Right.
But then you make it a day of it, Dan. You go out, get your.
But it was half off at the like if it was the next day, if I would have talked to him. Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like
that would have made more sense. But I never think when I go.
Yeah, he said he forgot about it. Like I definitely forget about stuff too. So you just kind of after we got
when we were talking, I just got in the thing. We were talking afterwards, and I like got my stuff together. I went and dropped off my packages. Go pick up Dodger. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, because it's not like we got done. I leave to go pick up Dodger about 2:30 my time, and we got done recording. And we talked. I mean, it was almost 2:00 by the time I got done here anyway. Right. Like it was, but it would just be in text to my mom. Like, I'm going to be a little bit late. I got to go out here. But in my head, it's like, oh my God, I got to drive 30 minutes that way to go pick this up. I would have done it if I knew it would cost $40 or $37, whatever. Yeah. Just to be, I wasn't expecting it to be that. To be honest, I thought it would be like half of that, like $20 at the most.
Yeah, because it's going down the road. That's pretty wild, actually.
It's a crazy, like it's the same thing with if you buy on like Goodwill.com and stuff. Like the shipping is just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
I know some people have had luck contacting them and saying, "Hey, this," But the best thing to do with Shop Goodwill is like you can find your local Goodwill, Shop Goodwill, and just go pick it up. Also, like the bins I go to, they sell on Shop Goodwill. And if I were to buy something I can sort to that location. If I was to buy something from that location, I could just pick it up. But man, it sucks. Also sucks knowing though that stuff was in those bins. And do
you think it actually ever gets there?
I actually talked to some of the people that work there, and yeah, it's part of their job to pick through the bins before they bring them out to us.
So they didn't ever see that.
And then I just get a message on Instagram on my video I just put out that I'm the reason why thrift store prices are so high. It's not that Goodwill has their employees picking the valuable stuff and putting it online. They're not the ones why thrift store prices are high. It's because of me. Because I bought something out of the bins. Yeah, so I mean I know that like I see them do it. We see them because they're separated by a chain link fence at ours. It's not like a wall, and like we can see what they're doing back there as they're working.
They're stand there and just look through the chain.
Oh, we all do. When they're prepping the next bins, we're already like pre-picking them. And we see them back there pulling stuff. We've seen them pull.
So you're like a Van Buren boy up there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got a reputation to uphold.
Really?
No, not at all.
John,
no, but so like it kind of stinks. Like they've found a Super Nintendo with games. They're finding vintage toys that they're putting on our Shop Goodwill. So it kind of sucks, but we still find good stuff in there. So it's not the worst by any means.
Now, can you bid on your stuff from your Shop Goodwill and pick it up at your store? Like
you just said that.
No. I'm saying no. Is it because we can't do it here?
Oh, you can't. No, I could for sure
because they have one central.
Well, he knows people. Then I guess. Okay. I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to laugh.
Yeah, and it says the Marion, Ohio.
Okay.
Goodwill location, and
that's your Goodwill though, right?
I can pick it up. Yeah.
So,
but man, so it is what it is. I mean, that's still so different than like an auction house. Yeah, auction houses are way different. Yeah. I feel bad I feel sorry for Dan. Like I know Dan will. Okay. No, it's because that sucks losing. Like I've always said, like one of the best things about reselling is when we make mistakes, we take risk and we make mistakes. We usually don't lose money. Sometimes it's make only $4, $3, or break even, but it's rare.
Oh, this is
that we actually
one of
lose
the
money.
Least amount of things I've ever messed up with. I mess up all the time.
Well, then I can say for me, like a big mistake for me is breaking even. Like if I break even, then I made a huge mistake.
Yeah. I spent 50 to make 40. So it's like I lose plus minus fees. What am I lose $15? Like, yeah. I mean,
could be worse.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh man, I'm
No,
not like a gambler, but it's like I've
You
like
are a
had this.
gambler. That was your living before you.
I have a gambler's mentality. I'm not a gambler, but like
Ooh,
I've
that should
seen.
be our podcast name, the Gambler Podcast.
Oh, I'm sure
The
there's
Gambler
yeah.
Reseller Podcast.
I'm sure there's
I'm
1,000
sure,
of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, there's none of those.
No, but it's just like you make a bet. Like if you're betting, if you're making a bet, if you're playing poker, you make a bet.
Yeah.
You're not the bet's not to like you're not gonna win every
Right.
hand. You can't like so you're never so like not that.
I guess I should take that back. I've bought plenty of electronics that didn't work.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah,
Try not to sweat it.
I'd say I do have to take that all back because on electronics, I've definitely bought like DVDs and VCR combos. When they don't work, I don't sell them. So
I don't make
but
a
I
habit
don't.
of it. Sorry.
I don't make a. But so I've lost $5-10 here and there on those.
I mean, I get mad too when I'm at the bear when there's not a sale coming, and I'm working through. I constantly talk about how I don't have a death pile, but I do have a death pile of like I have clothes that need to have problems with it, or when I'm racing to get stuff home to list or something, and I get everything prepped up to go, and I'm start listing, and then I like take pictures, and I turn a shirt over, and then there's just like an absolute just hole in the back of the shirt, or a hole right in the crotch of a pair of jeans, and I don't have anything to list, and I haven't sold anything. Like I'll just sit there and just like cry, like, just start crying. And
imagine
like,
walking in on that, and Dan is holding a pair of crotchless jeans and just sitting there.
I mean, the guy walking around a lot, my thighs rubbed together, and I've torn plenty of jeans.
Hey,
I don't donate them though. I just get rid of
no.
them.
Now you talk about wearing
my
out.
My mom patches them up a few times.
A couple patches in there.
If it's like my favorite pair, I used to wear shorts. I used to have to. I would wear chino like khaki shorts to Blockbuster, and it'd be like my favorite pair, and I would wear them down. And then I'd have my mom like, "Mom, can you patch these up?" So I'd have like, and then finally I'd be so embarrassed because I think someone's gonna like.
No, what you're saying is 100% true though, because there's a lot. There's across the country, there's a lot of us big guys out there. But we wear our clothes till they can't be worn anymore. That's why you don't find big guy clothes at the thrift store.
Unless someone's like
because we wear, like you said, we wear them till they're no longer, like you cannot wear them anymore. Like they're time for the trash. Now that's why I never find clothes in my size at the thrift, because it's not happening.
Now, do you have a point where like the condition is like, do you like cut it off from donating? Because I know
when an apple falls out of the picnic basket, we're done. We're done. Time to donate.
Do I have where I donate stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been a lot better with that stuff because I'll buy. Right now, I've been buying. Like I bought a vest last week. I bought a golf vest, and I'm like, oh, this is a really nice vest. Why'd someone donate this? And I turn it over. It's got a big old like dirt stain on it. I'm like, I get that out. So I got it out. But when I got that out, like I soaked it in OxyClean. I don't know what happened, but like this big old ink stain came across the front of it. And it was not there. It was not there.
What kind of material was it?
Like polyester.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was yellow. And it was just this big old ink stain. And I tried to scrub it out again and it would not come out. So like I just took it and threw it away. I'm like, no one. I asked my mom first. I'm like, is there any chance I can fix this? And she's like, no. I don't know if she just didn't feel like doing the work or if
I ruined a chalk line jacket like that once.
Oh yeah, you told us about that.
Soaked it in OxyClean, a Miami Dolphins one.
It ran.
It ran.
Is that the one you tried to run it on whatnot, or you sold it?
No, this was long. This isn't the one. I still have that one by that I tried to run on one. No, this was like a satin, all over print chalk line jacket. It was the Dolphins logo, and it smelled like smoke.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to soak it and clean it, and I soaked it in OxyClean. Man, this was before I knew about ozone machines. It ran like the colors. It was all just one big. It ruined it 100%.
Yeah,
I'll never put like a
satin. So bad that it made it that long, and then you just ruined it.
It was ruined by the cigarette smokes anyway. Whoever owned it smoked.
Unless the person had an ozone, they're like, I shouldn't donate this, but whoever's gonna buy this obviously is gonna have an ozone.
Obviously, yeah.
No, I usually I'm like Dan. I buy some clothes that don't have stains on it in the store, but have them when I get home. And
Yeah.
I think it's the
nine
Goodwill
times
rated.
out of 10,
They
I
do that on
just
purpose.
if I can't get rid of it 9 times out of 10, I just end up throwing it out.
I'll tell you what though, that Dawn power wash and a toothbrush, it can do a lot of work. I've taken out a lot of stains.
I mean-
it takes a little bit of that elbow grease and some of that
Yeah.
spray, a little bit of water, and work. I've gotten a
I
lot
just
of
don't want to
stains.
donate something again that it has something wrong with it that someone else is going to buy, and then Goodwill is going to keep raising their prices up so they can sell.
it's
They
all our
sold it
fault.
6 times.
They
I
should
just-
put those broken VC or broken things on Shop Goodwill.
I was good, and then I never find it until after I take the tag off. Except probably it's been over 30 days now. I found a shirt, Notre Dame Under Armour hooded T-shirt type shirt. So excited! I'm taking tags off of stuff. I'm popping tags. And I look, and it's got this big old hole right in the chest. I'm like, how did I not see this? But luckily, yeah, like not a big hole, but it has a hole in the chest. And I'm like, okay, so this because sometimes you find something at the thrift store and you're like, why would anyone in the world want to donate this? Oh, because you've ruined it. It's completely destroyed. That's why.
That's why. Yep.
So I was like, before I take these tags off, I'm going to take it back to Goodwill. And it sat here and I buried it and stuff. And now it's been over 30 days. And I don't know if there's like a GPS tracker in there that says it's longer than 30 days on the tag, or if I can just take it back at any time with a receipt. Like any receipt.
Yeah,
their money back.
They're charging you $1.68 a pound.
I'm always scared they're gonna get mad at me for return. I took a calculator up there one time because it didn't work. I bought it and then I put batteries in it and it didn't work, and I tried to take it back. They're like, we don't take returns on electronics. Stupid. And I'm like, oh. So I've never taken anything back ever again. Like I just eat it.
Well, the Goodwill here closed their
returns.
Stupid.
No, they closed their dressing rooms, so people can't try on anything anymore because
so they're trying their stuff on in the
right down the aisle.
Well, some people
like
do
a
that.
Human.
Yeah, some people do that. Some people don't. Well, the reason why they closed this is bad. The reason why they closed the dressing room
clean up on aisle. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because they closed their public bathroom. So people were using the dressing room as a bathroom. So they closed that. This is
Joe was like, after I got done using it, they were like,
so this is a story that
Did it have a door all down to the bottom?
No, they were cut off at the bottom. But people are still using it. I guess on the bench. I don't know.
You can walk by and see people's calves in the dressing room. So
what are you doing at the thrift, Dan? You're walking by checking out people's calves.
No, I just noticed that you can see their calves.
Okay. But anyway, so then they stopped.
Mid-calf, probably a mid-calf.
Then they opened up the returns that you can get only for store credit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's all we have.
And it makes the lines were long anyway. You know what I mean? When you were going to check out anyway. But now that they opened up these returns, it makes it 10 times longer to go to these.
Oh, really? But they always send them to another register. They call it because the manager has to do it.
Yeah, and then they give store credit, and then you have to have this little piece of paper. It looks like a receipt, and it's just like. But yeah, I usually don't. I can't tell you the last time I returned an electronic item not long ago.
They took it.
They took it. Yeah.
I returned something because I had a credit, but I don't remember what I returned.
You can't even return books at ours anymore. Books or movies, you can't return those.
Definitely. What?
We
haven't. Why would you not be able to return a book?
It was always electronics.
Because you read it and then you're bringing it back.
You think someone would really do that?
I don't know.
75 cents for a book.
Yeah, on Joe's eBay store, they do it.
Yeah. No, they use handhelds.
Yeah, video games. Yeah.
But why would you return a book?
I don't know. But
yeah, because you read it. You read it all. Now it's time. You're done. You want another book? You return that one and
go to the library if you're going to do that.
Yeah, what if you
all those books there? I'm sure they have at the library.
Yeah, I'm joking. That's
any decent library would have all the books that are at the Goodwill.
Yeah,
you return a book because you're a reseller and there was something wrong with it. That's why.
Yeah, well, the Goodwill only did electronics for the longest time. You had 2 days to return it. You could take it home, try it out, test it out, because they have the outlets that you can plug it in or whatever.
But those never work either.
Yeah. So, but then they open it up to clothing now that you can return it clothing within a couple days. Nice.
Well, ours you can't do electronics, but it's easy to test everything there because the only electronics there are crock pots. So you just have to turn it. You just plug them in and see if they turn. If you can click on. You just do low, high, or warm, and then it's fine. That's all you have to do there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey, so you guys were talking about ripped clothes. Did you see my latest video I put out? I passed on a starter jacket that was worth like $125.
Really? I'll be honest.
It had a big hole in the arm. It had like a decent sized hole in the arm, not just a little. It had like a rip and a hole in the arm. And looking back, I would have bought it because he said 10. I showed him the hole in the arm, then he said 5, and I still passed on it. Looking back, I would have bought it. It's a $120-some jacket. But like my whole video was based on like me I literally said I wanted to punch myself for not buying that. Like, what are you doing? Like, and people in the comments are still telling me, "Oh man, I would have bought that."
Was this a short or regular video?
It's a regular video. I'm like, that's what the video is literally about, me being mad at myself. So like, I don't know. Would you guys? So it was like a Ohio State pullover starter jacket with a nice big hit. I mean, and the sold comps are easily 125 in good condition. Should I have bought it? Which I definitely think I should have bought it. What do you think of good size? So it's like, it's like that nylon material. And it was right in the middle of the arm. It wasn't on a stitch. It had like a rip and a hole in it. Like it was a good size, maybe 2-inch diameter type hole in the arm.
And how much did it cost?
He took it down to $5 for the jacket with
I'd have bought it
had the hole.
For $5, I would.
What do you think that jacket would have sold for? Since it's worth 125, 130 in good condition, do you think I could have got half of what it was worth?
I would have tried to probably list it for 60, or even if you got $40 for it.
Yeah. I was upset with myself when if
someone knows what to do with it. Like if some artistic person knows how to upcycle or whatever. It's like $20. I'm probably not going to do that. But for $5, I had a Bulls jacket that my aunt gave me, and it looked like someone murdered someone in it. And I still have it.
In Chicago, there's a chance.
It was my uncle's. I keep messing with it. It's been in my closet for like 2 years.
Does it have like a bunch of holes in it, or what? Like stab wounds,
like
or
just dirt? Like it looks like blood stains. To be honest, I haven't checked the DNA on it, but
she said we found it in the attic.
That's
not all we found in the attic, but this is all you're getting.
It was a video. I had a video on it. It's old. It was so long ago, but I always look at it because I was gonna list it just to list it, and then I couldn't. I can't, and I keep thinking I've soaked it a few times, and then it was my uncle, so I don't want to get rid of it, and so now I just have it in my closet.
You should have sprayed it with like that stuff, and then hit it with a blue light to see if it was blood.
I might try to put it in the ozone, see if that fixes it.
Especially since you love those kind of shows where they do that kind of investigating. You probably figure it out. You're into those figuring out murder shows.
I'm trying to see if I.
Jimmy, I had it was a couple of years ago. I bought it a John Deere like vest, like an older John Deere vest.
Yeah.
And it had a John Deere patch in the front. Like it was discolored. It was like faded and all that. But on the back, it had it must have been like oil or grease or something on the back of it. Well, I ended up just buying a John Deere patch and putting the patch on the back of the jacket, covering it was a vest.
What kind of material was the jacket? Was it denim or?
It was. It wasn't like a nylon. It wasn't a denim either. It was like maybe like a heavy cotton. It almost was like it almost felt like a fishing vest material. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like so it was easy to attach something. So I think I paid like the dry cleaner like $10 or something to put this patch on. I bought the patch for like $5, but it was a vintage jacket.
Right.
But
someone was straight murdered in that thing. It's got a bullet hole in the front. What makes you think?
Well, did you ever figure out what it is?
No, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is.
Listening on our favorite audio platforms, Dan just showed us a picture of a Chicago Bulls jacket with a bullet hole right.
It's basically a crime scene. He just showed us a crime scene of.
The cops are gonna come to my house. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm laughing, but someone might have died.
They didn't die.
We need that. We need that for evidence, buddy.
We're gonna need your uncle's name though.
Well, he's no longer with us, so.
Oh well. No. Are you shocked?
Hey, that's not nice. You better apologize to my mother's listening.
Yeah, Mom, we're sorry. It's obviously like some kind
She hates you both. She doesn't want to listen.
She hates us, but what did we do?
You just talked about her brother.
I didn't. I said it's obviously a Kool-Aid stain. It's obviously
his name is Jimmy. His name was Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy? Oh man. It was obviously like a black cherry Kool-Aid stain is what it was.
Or blood.
Rest in peace, Uncle Jimmy.
Or blood.
It probably is a Halloween costume. He was like going to a Halloween costume. He got one of those like blood packets and put it all over his smear. He's like, no one wants a power play. Is that the brand?
Pro player or whatever.
Pro player. Yeah, pro player. No one wants a pro player. Chicago Bulls from the Dynasty era. I'm just gonna put blood stains all over it. He went Halloween costume.
I'm not gonna say. I have a bad joke for that. He went as Michael Jordan's dad.
Oh, geez.
That is a bad. I'm not gonna say the joke. That's why I'm not anything to do with pocket change.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry to all people.
It's not too soon. That was a long time ago.
People keep.
I hope Michael Jordan's not watching them.
When we started this podcast, the one thing I wanted to make sure I did was not to make sure if you're listening on audio that we wouldn't have so many visual effects. And I feel like I'm the one that constantly has visual effects.
Say, you're pretty much the one that
you're the visual guy. You're pretty much a visual.
You're the one that has the praying David or whatever down there in the corner of your screen all the time.
That's Joseph over there.
Joseph.
He's giving Mickey Mouse a piggyback ride. Am I allowed to say piggyback? Is that okay? I don't even know.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just glad you finished that sentence because that could have went a whole lot of different ways.
Whatever. But hey, you know what? Still, even if you're listening, people still like us. We actually had a Apple review finally.
Oh yeah, we did. And they said
I found out a day after. Yeah, so I got so excited because I felt so bad because it was from. I checked this morning. There wasn't a second. Because I felt so bad because it was from January 26th, and I haven't looked. I've
finally figured out how to.
Well, I didn't finally figure it out. I just haven't looked. Like it just I don't know. I've been in my. Well, that's I went through that was in the middle of the end.
Do you want to share it?
Yeah. It's from Part-Time Paul, and he said funny podcast.
Yeah. I was just looking that up.
That sometimes talks about reselling, funnier than Trash to Cash, with less poop jokes.
Oh,
so
we told a poop joke about the Goodwill closing their restrooms though. So
that wasn't a poop joke. That was more of a. Oh yeah,
that was Dan stalking calf muscles.
Yeah, wondering what people are doing in the dressing room.
Well, now I wasn't wondering before. I thought they were trying on clothes. Now I'm gonna wonder if they're trying on clothes or they're going number 1 or number 2. I don't know. I'll never know. I'm always gonna wonder now.
And we're always going to wonder what happened with that jacket. These are the things we'll never find out,
man. That jacket we need to do like a murder mystery thing on that jacket, like on the ID channel. Like you need to take it to them and be like, look, can you spray? What's that spray that they spray with?
It's
and
probably
then
just. It's probably.
And then they hit it with a blue light, and if it glows, it's blood.
Blood, yeah.
I should. How much is that? It's probably just dirt. I don't know.
We got to change the name of this podcast to like some kind of investigative murder mystery.
That sounds depressing. I love watching those. Could you imagine like researching and having to make content like that? It would just be so depressing.
I would enjoy editing it. I love editing stuff though. I would enjoy putting it together to make it watchable, which obviously I'm not good at because nobody watches.
What Dan, did you try to take that to the dry cleaners or you don't want?
It was because that's what's that video from? It's been so long ago. I don't remember what made me think of it right now. It's
Can you
over 2
imagine
years.
walking in with that though? Hey, I need this stain out.
It's almost
And
3
then you
years
need
ago.
it all
It's from
out, like, we need-
2021. I soaked it. I washed it. I think my mom even soaked
Where's
it in
that
a
jacket
slop
now?
tank. It's in my closet.
Well, we need next episode. We need to see it.
All right, I'll try to
Even
remember.
though we're
Let
not
me write it
supposed to
down.
use those kind of things because we
I know,
we
we
have
can't-
listeners too.
I know we have listeners. I'm so sorry, listeners.
But hey, listeners, if you're listening, which makes you a listener, which that doesn't even make sense what I just said. Come on over and come and see what we look like on the YouTube channel.
Now,
Hit
don't-
the subscribe.
That's a great selling
It's
point.
definitely going to be disappointing.
They're
when you
going to
see
be
a
so
couple of us
disappointed
there.
when they come over and see the three of us.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to be like,
Well, 2 of the 3.
2 out of 3. 1 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess.
Whatever.
All right, guys. Well, next week on the Murder Mystery Podcast.
Yeah,
I don't.
All right, guys. We're going to end the show right there, and I'm probably going to have to cut this part out.